Why can't I see chat? Hello, hello. Bear with me, guys. Why is this music seem? Let's get the links out. Okay. Great. Awesome. So I'm having internet issues because of this VPN. Tradingview still working. That's still working. There we go. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I had to rearrange my setup a little bit. So everything's all over the place and I am not prepared. Did the link just not copy? All right, guys. So if you're watching the replay of this, feel free to skip a couple minutes ahead, because I am not prepared for this. Let's see. General. All right, so it's been a while. Hello, everyone. How's everyone been? I have been away for a little bit, and a couple reasons. One, I got sick of having audio issues. Hopefully, everything is good. Hopefully, and I kind of had to reset some things, reroute my whole audio system, inputs, and get everything settled. So hopefully, things are sounding good on your end. Please feel free to let me know. There's a couple things I want to talk about, a couple updates, but in Tradingview, talk about the account a little bit, stuff that I've been going on, just kind of just catching up with you guys and see how everything's doing. Robots, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. Long time no see. How you been? So before we get started, I kind of want to see if I can recap where we were last time. I believe the last time I was on here was maybe about a month ago. Maybe a little bit less. I don't remember exactly. 2 weeks. Okay, I thought it was longer for some reason. So when did I upload this video? I'm just trying to recap, guys. Just give me 1 second. So I believe... Okay. So I believe we were around here last time we... kind of this area. Last time we talked. So... a lot has changed. Unfortunately, you know, I even though I was away, the Discord was getting updates from me constantly as things were going on. Looking for different positions, just kind of keeping an eye out on what things were going to look like in the possible variations of different setups. And... let me just turn... okay, it's better. So, last time I streamed to talk about this ABC. Alright, I did short. I believe I took profit around in this area here as an area of consolidation or support. So, I was going with this is an A. This was a B based off of this ABC here. Even though it wasn't the best on BTC, there was a really good setup on ETH and other coins. So decided to take longs off of that. Had a little bit of a struggle. There was a lot of chop in this area, but longs did prevail until you can see this most recent price action. So let's go over it. On the bigger time frames, what I'm seeing is something along the lines of this. So we have an A, B, C. You know, clear as day. You can go to the 2 hour all the way up to the daily. This is a clear ABC. Now, what I always like to highlight is sometimes you do have clearer setups within each wave. Most of the time, I feel like you will on the bigger time frames. So what I mean by that is each wave will consist of 3 waves in it, or in between the waves. So it can kind of give you a better idea of what's coming next. I don't like to zoom in too much, but in my head, I'm kind of keeping a tab on what I think is going to happen, what the variations are. So what that brings me into is this ABC here. And like I just discussed, there's ABC within the A, ABC within the B, and there's 2 different outcomes for what I think can happen based off this structure here, or what's been going on recently. One is it's possible that we can get an A, a B, and a C to finish off the C of this bigger macro structure. Now, it's possible, yes, but that is a variation that I do have in mind that I am playing shorts off of just in case. And the other possibility is that, you know, we ended the C and now we're kind of forming a bigger the 5 minutes not an accurate one. Something like an ABC here. All right. And that could possibly be an A of a bigger structure to the bullish side. So an A here, a B somewhere along the lines, and then a continuation up further. So that's one outcome. I am playing shorts. Let me just pull up the account for you guys just to let you know what's going on. So it is official. I did finally switch over to bybit. I was just waiting for certain trades to close out. I do have 1 macro long. I'm holding on FEMX still. And I believe that is it. Why is this thing logged in? All right, let's pull up the account. So everything switched over. I'm in a couple different positions here. Let's see. So I'm in a BTC long from this setup here. All right, so I'm taking a long off of that. I am also in a ETH long. So going back to what I said earlier, ETH had a very, very nice setup for another leg down off of this ABC here. What I'm talking about is this trade here, and unfortunately I was not there to take it. I was a little annoyed, but hey, you don't catch them all sometimes. Why is my phone blowing up? So sorry about that. It's gonna mute this because everything's happening at once. Okay, so short could have been played to the continuation of the retest of the lower, or at least a test of this lower low here. I personally was going off of the USDT chart, which didn't have that bigger wick compared to Coinbase and other exchanges, but I was looking for something like this on a long setup here, an ABC, and I did take a long, and I'm still holding that, which I will go back and show you on a bybit. I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to get all through this. I will get to the comments in a minute. I know you guys, a couple of you guys said hello. Let's see. And then in case prices did continue lower, ETH and other coins did not put in a higher high that I was looking for a confident setup, but BTC did. So I am short off of this ABC here. I think I'm using like a 2% or something like that. And to be honest, I think I'm gonna hold this Some people were taking profits early, or some people were taking profits within certain support levels. I think, me personally, if price does continue down, if I don't see a bigger structure form in play to help solidify the idea of this being a bigger A, a bigger B, a bigger C, I'm going to assume that price is going to want to test lower. That's just me, though. So I have both positions in play just in case. And there's one more altcoin position. I did get into Cardano, or ADA USDT. Now I was hanging out with Kite in the Discord last night, and he did mention this. I thought it was a really good setup. So I decided to dip my toes in this position a little bit. I was using, I don't remember. Oh, shit. I did get it a little late. I was using like a 1.5% or something like that. I don't remember my exact entry. I'll tell you right now, actually. 0.6088. So I got in a little late, but I'm still in this position, still in profit. We're sitting comfortably at about 140 bucks. That BTC long, that short is doing good. So I'm kind of just sitting, letting the positions fight out, and that's gonna be it for now. Let's see. Let's catch up on chat. Robots, how you doing? I think I said hello. Been good, been busying out, but about to summer out. Good, man. I hope you enjoy it. I know you're a teacher, right? So you must have nice vacation this summer. I love you, Poppy. I love you too. I love you too. So let's see what happens. Updates. Where else? Updates. Let's see. Besides, the reason why I've been gone is because I was having problems with my setup and decided to rework it. And shout out to Kite again. If you guys don't know who Kite is, please go check him out. It's gonna be on YouTube. BTC CRYPTO. Guys, definitely go check him out. He's the reason why I'm here. He's the reason why I'm doing this. He helped me out get my sound set up in check, so hopefully things are get better for you guys. So he's been helping me out with that. We also been gaming, just shooting the shit, kind of just just hanging out. I did record a lot of videos for the Discord and didn't realize until after I was rewatching some of them and going through editing that the sound was absolutely terrible. So it was one of those things to where I just didn't want to deal with it. Deleted everything, and I just took a break. I was like, you know what, screw this. I put a lot of time into making videos, and I'm gonna go back and redo them again, but I just wanted to make sure everything was set up perfectly before I decided to go do that. So that's why I've been gone. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you guys are doing well though. Woo, what up, Johnny? Garrett, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. Good seeing you. Trevor, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by as well. Yeah, man, best summer job. Man, that must be nice. Go, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm nowhere near the GOAT, but thank you. Just one of many. Wanted. So like I said, two different options, A, B, C, or the other option is change the colors of these. What color should this be? Orange? Nope, not red. Yeah, that's not a little bit easier on the eyes. Yellow can work. You guys have any questions for me? Anything you guys want me to look at? Now is the time to speak. I've been caught up in doing stuff today. I wanted to stream a little bit earlier, but been on the road. Might go pick up some goodies for me. in the girlfriend. Also, if you guys don't know, I was listening to the verdict of the Johnny Depp trial, and wow, good on him. I'm happy. I thought there was a chance that he wasn't gonna win, but he purposely wanted to get this trial out in the public. Just even if he was gonna lose, people know the story. I think that was a win on his behalf, regardless of what the verdict was. So, justice for Johnny. Go mana. All right, mana. Let's see. Only in a BTC short, watching like a hawk to TP and find a long. When do you plan on TPing on the short? It depends. So it depends on the structure here. If I see something based off of this white ABC where we continue higher and this is just a pullback, I'm gonna be looking for something like that. If that makes sense. So once I see a setup like this, I'll probably take profit closer to resistance. But if this just keeps falling off a cliff, you know, if she wants to keep going down, something like that, to where we get that lower low past 25K, then I'll take profit on that short there. And for me, it's the further we go down without putting in a bullish structure, the more bearish I'm going to be leaning, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the times, it's never just a quick wick and then we shoot up to the upside. There's always some sort of formation that comes up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for before I can seriously consider taking profit, because they can go either way. To be honest, it can go either way. And then let's see, Trevor, you said mana. Now, is Coinbase have the most price action, or am I gotta look somewhere else? It seems like it's... I'm gonna try somewhere else. Finance? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so on the bigger time frame, I see a ginormous ABC here. So what are the possible options? This could be one bigger A to a B to a higher C. Now this is gonna take a couple months to play out. I don't think it's gonna be this dip's gonna be it and we're off. I think that everything's gonna take its time to form the structure before we have a higher leg up. ABC there, or if this was the bigger structure that was completed, I'd be looking for some sort of A, B, C before I would consider getting bullish on the bigger time frame. So let's go down like a 2 hour. See what we got here. Okay, so on the bigger time frame, I do see an A, B, C. Now within that C leg, it seems like it's more of just a straight shot down. There's really no structure. A, yeah, see, this is a little AB, but never ABC. So I'm going to go with this. A, B, C. Now, I'm treating this as one continuous trend. We did have a significant break. So I'm going to look for either some sort of higher high past $1.32 before I want to continue down. Or the other possibility is that, you know, we can keep going up. You can try to see if you can get a setup anticipating that retest. Now, what would that look like? A... You never really got that higher high, so I would guess, well, you never really put in a bigger structure. So A, B, C. I'd be playing it off of $97.6. Nope, wrong line. So you just kind of touched a good entry point. Can you leverage trade this, Trevor? Let me know. Actually, I should probably see if it's on bybit. Oh, you can. Okay. So if you're going to leverage trade this, I would set something up like this. It's not financial advice. It's just some kid. I'm just some degenerate on the internet. With a coin like this, it seems like it moves. So I would go like 3%. Maybe 4. You say 3.5. I would go somewhere like 3.5% and target. Try to anticipate the bigger, another leg up to form a bigger bearish setup. That's what I would do. Now it really depends. You can sit here and, you know, if you want to be a little bit more cautious, use a 4%. I think 3.5 is a good area. That's actually a good setup. Good eye, Trevor. Good eye. So let's see if that holds. Yes, I'm buying it. Appreciate it. No problem, buddy. No problem. Not sure if you guys are on Kite's stream. You heard that me and him are doing this little intermittent fasting challenge. Now, a little story, a little background behind me. The reason why I know about it and kind of have experience with it was back when I was younger. I was severely I was overweight. I weighed more than I did in high school, but I never worked out, never did anything. I was a lot taller than I was back then. So back at my worst, back in high school, I was like 5'6" at like 200 pounds and never worked out, never did nothing, just played Call of Duty, whatever. And then senior year, I decided to, senior year of high school, wanted to change that. Started doing some research, and this is here first time I've seriously like decided to look into this kind of stuff, like dieting and how to lose weight. And I, you know, tried a lot of things, looked into a lot of stuff. I think Eat Stop Eat, or I think it was Eat Stop Eat? I came across that book. Yeah. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? I don't remember the name of the author, but I kind of like came across Brad Pilon. I knew it started with a B. Came across that. He kind of introduced the idea of intermittent fasting to me, and then learned about that kind of stuff and why it's beneficial and how it can help you. It's just a tool. It's not an actual diet. And my dumbass decided to take it to level 11 and did intermittent fasting while having a severe caloric deficit, and to the point to where I even extended it to multi-day fasting. Now I was dumb, didn't take my vitamins. It wasn't, you know, I drank enough water, but you know, when you're growing, when you're a kid like that, you shouldn't be severely depriving yourself of nutrients, especially because I was still growing. I didn't stop growing until I was like 19. So did that, ended up losing like 45 pounds in the summer, so it's like 3 months, and that was insane while I was working my first job at the time. And ever since then I was like, okay, this is really cool. Decided to start working out, started weightlifting for a while, got seriously into that, kind of drifted away from intermittent fasting, and then now I've realized that that's an essential part of the tool regardless of what kind of diet you're using. It's carnivore, if you want to do Atkins, if you want to do just a normal count, if it fits your macros kind of thing, intermittent fasting is a great tool that you can inquire into your diet. And I actually ended up going to, well, before I did this, I went to college for exercise science and nutrition. And once you get into some, like, I liked the idea of it, and I learned a lot about it. And I kind of decided to go my own route and see like what worked and what didn't, instead of just going based off what textbooks said. So there's a lot of trial and error between different things. Everyone has their own thing. Me personally, the idea of intermittent fasting mixing with kind of a flexible diet is better for a lifestyle change rather than just a diet change, if that makes sense. For me, it's what can I do to keep myself in check, but also do it for the rest of my life. Some of these diets are not good for long-term usage. It does have some negative effects on you, And so I wanted to find something that was like a middle ground, something that's a little bit realistic for most people that they can use. I hit the close all button by accident on my phone. Oh no. Oh, they do make it easy. I fat fingered some positions too, so. Sheesh, multi-day. Yeah, dude, it was rough. It was rough. But like, it was the longest I ever did it. I think it was like 3 days, 72 hours. And I worked my way up to that. And it got to the point to where like after the first 36 hours, I wasn't really hungry at all. Just kind of just locked myself in my room and only went out when I needed to. And if I was working, I would either work, do my thing, or go to hang out by the pool and just swim, or just relax in the pool, especially on the hot days. And that helped a lot. And yeah, wasn't the smartest of ideas, but decided to learn the hard way, and very valuable learning experience for me, at least. And I think everyone should try something like that, especially if you're severely overweight. Like if you're severely overweight like me, I wouldn't say severe. I'm 5'10". I'm sitting at like 240 right now. But I have a solid frame. Like I know people who are taller than me who don't really work out, but they weigh like maybe like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of an example of someone I know personally. I know someone who's like an inch or two taller than me, who's been working out for maybe less than half the time that I have. Doesn't really have much of a solid frame as I did. And I think he looked fatter than me in a t-shirt. He was only at like 180, 190. And like I tell people like my weight sometimes just for like just conversation, and most people don't believe me. Like, you might see it in my face, I'm a little chubby, but when I tell people I'm 240, like, really? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, I thought you'd be like, you know, like 200, 210. I'm like, thanks. Like, you're not flattering me. I'm gonna try to get him some fasting myself. You lose a small child for the summer. It's a great tool, man. It's a great tool, robots. I almost called you Robert. I'm sorry. It's a great tool. I think it has a lot of benefits health-wise. Helps with insulin sensitivity as well. I think everyone should at least incorporate it somewhat into their lifestyle. Not even just diet, just lifestyle. I'm 5'11", 175. I couldn't tell. He's still cute. Aw, thanks, buddy. Thanks. Am I caught up? I think I'm all caught up on chat. So if you guys have any more questions, I'm here gonna hang out for a little bit. I do gotta get going. That's not until later though. So we're just gonna hang out. I have some stuff I need to catch up on. It's my day off, and I have a giant list of stuff I wanted to do, and I got pretty much maybe half of it done. So good start, good start. I think I fat fingered taking profit on this too by accident. I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, because I was risking more than $17. Oh, let me show you guys the account. I did not show you guys that. The account is sitting at assets overview. 2,400. So I had an issue where I went to go send EOS from Femex to Bybit, and for some reason I fat fingered the memo address, and I never got my coins. So I go through this whole process, went back and forth with Bybit, and eventually I did get credited back. So it was only a couple $100. It was like maybe I don't remember the exact amount. I have to go back and check. But it was only a couple $100. So the account eventually did credit back the money that I did lose. And I think it was like maybe 200, 250. So the account should be sitting at 22, but it's at 24 right now. I got my absolute teeth kicked in trying to play KDA recently off of this setup. Now, if you guys are in the Discord, and a couple of you guys in here are, I do a good job of telling you what I'm doing, but I want to set an example of, like, you know, just being careful of like what you do. I don't want to sit here and give you guys bad advice or, you know, point you guys in the wrong direction. But I was trying to play KDA off of this ABC here, and I got absolutely destroyed. And the problem was I was using my first couple trades. I did something where I either entered the quantity wrong or my leverage wasn't set right. I don't remember what it was, but I was losing a lot more because of fees and all that. And I was using 1% because I wanted to see if I could be a little ballsy. Instead of using like 0.25%, I was using like 0.75, 1% on top of the fees added to that, marketing in and marketing out. I was using like 2.5% per trade. I believe that math is right. I got stopped out like 10, 15 times. And eventually I just cut my loss. I said, screw it. And so that took a hit. So the account should have been sitting at probably like 26, 27. But if these shorts play out to the larger degree setup that might be happening, I'm gonna make out pretty well. Like, let's see if BTC goes to, let's just say a retest at 26,560. 26,560 for the short. 26,560. That's $324. And then Cardano, I don't know where I'm going to take profit on Cardano. I might, let's see if I target this local low as like, just as for a retest. So 44 cents, 61. Another $350. So I'm going to make back everything that I lost and some if we do have that more significant drop. I'm not too sure where I stand with this, because I'm playing both sides of the range pretty well. I don't want to give up my positions too easily. Total Grass Fitness. Can we review BTC again? Absolutely. Give me 1 second. Let me just catch up on chat. Any longs you're looking for? Maybe LTC. I was an LTC long. I'll go over that in a second. No worries. I'm just hanging. Feel free to leave whenever. KDA busted me twice. That B can be a rock. The volume for KDA on bybit is not good. It could just be all over Discord playing plus like a large. Yeah, exactly. And then the feeds will eat you alive. 1.8 mil turnover. That's nothing. All right. Total grasp. Let me just rerun. Give you a quick overview. Thank you for stopping by the way. I appreciate you. So in the beginning, I'm kind of just going over like a more macro. This is usually what I do, especially if I like step away or if I'm looking at a new coin that I haven't looked at before. I like to go back and see what the bigger setups or the bigger structures look like and try to see what the possible next move is. And now what I mean by that is I look for everything in groups of 3. So ABCs within ABCs. And I try not to go too deep into smaller time frames, but I know on the bigger structures, each of these legs are going to have some sort of ABC inside of them. So what I mean by that is there's an A, there's a B, there's a C. Within this A, there's an A, there's a B, there's a C within this B. And based off what I see on a bigger time frame, to me this looks like an A, a B, and a C to continue to have a lower leg down before completing this bigger downtrend. But I don't know where this C can end. It can end just on a lower wick, or we can continue further. Who knows? But that's one of the scenarios I'm looking at. So if you go down to like, let's see, let's go down to an hour. And you know what, maybe a little bit smaller, 30 minute. So I took shorts off of this ABC here. Let me just draw that line. And I'm in longs off of this structure here. A, B, C. Or technically this is the B here. So I'm also long off of this area as well. And I'm just going to let them fight. Now the 0.5, so there's different ways you can look for areas of some sort of support. Now we did touch the 0.5. If we're going to go in the 0.441 region, most likely we're going to test this area of support. All right, so that's to be a more probable target for me to consider taking profit. But to me, the further we draw it, we come down without putting in a bigger structure, something like this. I'm going to lean more bearish, but that's just me. If you're short, don't be afraid to take profit as long as the R&R is good. It's based on your parameters and what you want. The other option is that this leg here, this little wick or this little area down here, the 26,000 was the bottom. And we're going to be putting in some sort of ABC to form a giant A. We're going to have another ABC down to form a B. And we're going to have another continuation higher before we can get a more serious downside turn, if that's the case. So I'm going to be looking for something like this before I can say, okay, we might have a bounce here to continue higher up. So I'm kind of letting since I'm in a good position on both sides, I'm going to let them play out and see which ones are going to win. Do you just get wrecked multiple times when it's choppy? Like, do you always set conditional orders on the first touch of the A? Yes, as soon as price gets, not on the touch, but if it gets below, I have my conditional set and I will take it on the wick higher. Or if, like, let's say in this instance right here, because this was a fast move to the downside. If I got stopped out, I immediately putting conditional back up just in case. And I will play the chop until I either see a different setup to where it can continue a little bit lower, but I'm not trying to zoom in too much, or I will just continue to play off of that. And one of the ways you can mitigate getting stopped out and choppiness like this is something I don't recommend for most people, but you can do, is mess around with your risk percentage and your R&R. So this is what I do. Now I do this because I'm, one, experimenting, and so the money I lose from this, I'm okay with losing. Two, it's a short. Two is I don't want people to over risk when using this kind of strategy, because you can easily get caught up of risking too much percentage wise. So let me just explain what I mean. So usually I would use a 1%. All right, and I'm using 1% risk with a 1% chart stop loss. Now, what I will do is if I want to mitigate getting stopped out and chop, I will actually up my risk in, how do I say this? And I will align my stop loss and my risk simultaneously. So what I mean by that is if I'm using 1% stop loss on a 1% chart stop loss, if I move my chart stop loss to 2%, I'm upping my risk to 2%, if that makes sense. And what this does is, yes, you're risking a little bit more, but your R&R is going to be smaller, but because you're making it up with the risk that you're using, you're actually going to be making close to about the same. And the thing that it eliminates is it eliminates your likeliness of getting stopped out. It doesn't guarantee anything, but price has to move a lot more against your initial direction to get stopped out. And I do this sometimes because for me, if I see that, let's say we're getting chopped, we're getting wicked, if I move my stop loss a little bit further down, if price does want to come back past that area it's been wicking, odds are it's going to come more likely to fall over if it doesn't want to continue. So not only does it help me not get stuck up and getting stopped out multiple times, it also allows me to say, okay, you know what? It's more likely to move in the direction that it's going to because it has to move so far in that position, if that makes sense. So price would have to come down significantly more, and it'll have to do that multiple times in order for me to get stopped out. But I also, from what I see, it shows that it's more likely to actually collapse and fall through than it is to kind of be more choppy, if that makes sense. And your risk is 0.5 of total account. I use 1%. That's my base. I start out with 1% risk on my total account. Now, if I'm messing around with my trade setup, my trade structure, if I'm using, let's say, a little bit looser of a stop loss, I will turn up my risk to help to try to make up for that lost profit. But it also comes with more potential money that you're losing. And so, like, let me give you guys a kind of a breakdown of why I think this way in certain situations. So for me, I'm currently short using 13x leverage, and I'm using 2% of my account. So that's right now based off of what unrealized P&L. So I'm not including the profits I already have in my, when I'm calculating my risk. I will use 2% with a 2% chart stop loss on a short. Let me set that up for you. I don't know why the alerts. Oh, I think it's to anticipate me getting stopped. I don't remember exactly why my alert's there. But if I'm taking this setup, obviously I know my R&R is going to be smaller. In this case, it's 4.54. But if I switch it to a 1%, it's going to be 8.97. So I am losing out on R&R. But price, for me, if I want to be bullish, like I'm still, you know, I'm not as bullish as I was, but when we were up here consolidating, I said, okay, you know what, this has a chance to keep going higher. Now, if price decided to chop and then continue upward, price would have to move up more in that direction in order for me to get stopped. So in my eyes, the chances of prices actually continuing upward increase instead of just getting chopped up in 1%, in that 1% region. So if you were playing that 1% region, you would have gotten chopped up quite a amount of times. Let's see, you would have got entered here. Maybe I think he would have got stopped at one time, 2, 3, 4, and then drop. So 5. So your overall R&R is going to be dropped down to a 4.97. Now, if I up my risk, if I up my chart stop loss to 2%, so if I increase it by 2, double it. Now, there's no guarantee now I'm going to get stopped out half the amount of times, because that's usually the math that I do. It allows me to say, okay, if price is really going to keep moving in that 2% swing setup, the chances of it going higher are going to increase. That's just my thought process and how it works. It doesn't guarantee it, but the chances of prices actually going higher do increase in my eyes. Hopefully that answers that question. I see that makes sense. I personally use a lot of limit orders, like in fib retracements, if the volume is not particularly impulsive. Okay, I see what you mean. See, like, just with my style and how I do it, limit orders don't really help unless I miss an entry. So for example, let's say price is down here in this area, and let's say I miss my entry, I will set a limit to get back in at the original A that I wanted to get in at. But most of the time using conditionals, I'm using market conditional orders, so it will make sure that, yeah, I might pay a little bit in fees, but I'm getting that guaranteed entry that I'm not going to miss out on, if that makes sense. Hopefully that answered your question. That's just my thought process. This is how I think, though. As if you're going to do stuff like that, just be careful. Make sure your base risk parameters are similar, if not less aggressive than mine. So like if you're using a 1% chart stop loss, if you're using a 1.5 or 2% on here, if you're being more aggressive, do not do what I just said, because you're going to be risking way too much, and it doesn't even guarantee you safety. You're just taking the probability of you getting stopped out to decrease, but it doesn't guarantee anything. you're going to be losing more, especially if you get stopped out multiple times. So if you're using 0.5% and let's say you're using 1% charge stop loss with 0.5% risk, yeah, I would say, you know what, if you really wanted to, you can up your charge stop to 2% and then bump up your risk to 1%. That's, you know, that's ideally what you want to do is depending on how you want. It really depends on your style. I can't really sit here and dictate what you guys should be doing. I just, at certain times, I play certain ways in case, because I have a certain idea process that I go through. Is for me is I'm looking for certain things, or certain things don't happen, and let's say I get stopped out by one of my ideas, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's another reason why I decided to play with a bigger stop loss and using a tiny bit more risk, is because I have a long open. So if price does continue up and I get stopped, I just make more profit on my long. So it doesn't, it's less risk for me. Well, it's less that I lose in the long run. Hopefully that answered your question, Total Grasp. I appreciate you asking. I really do. Let's make sure I got all of your... All right, got it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think I got everyone all caught up on chat. How's the music level? I should have asked that from the beginning. Is the music too loud? Is it a good level? Is it too quiet? Let me know. Do I have any more water left? Try to think of what else is new, man. What's going on in life? That's about it. Pretty sure I caught you guys up on everything. Nothing exciting has happened. It's just me being lazy. Not when like slowly taking my time to get everything set up for the stream. And last night I had one small issue, but I was able to figure it out. So we're good. We're here. Did I lose you guys? All right, I think I'm good. For a second. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I'm still here. I'm back. Okay. Cool. All right, cool. That's the first time I've seen that happen. Maybe you don't have any internet issues. Maybe it's the VPN. could be phone. LTC. Sorry, robots. You did bring that up. LTC. Yeah, pretty similar setup. I was playing this ABC here. Now it's a little wonky, but it did not put in a higher high. So I'm playing off of this A. Apparently, unfortunately, it did not work out. And I'm gonna be playing that same setup at like 64, unless it goes below 60. If it goes below 60, then I'm looking at this as some sort of ABC here. And if that fails, the last line of defense is $54.39. It's gonna be the last two areas I'm gonna be looking for LTC. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap things up in like 5-10 minutes because I gotta get one more good meal in me. Now I know, Kai, if you're seeing this, I know we said it 3 to 7, but I actually didn't start till 3:30 because I was in the middle of driving, so I didn't eat till 3:30, and I want to push it back half an hour just for today, though, just for today. I literally haven't had anything to eat yet, so I'm gonna go grab a big meal, not a decent sized meal. Go ahead from there. So if you guys have any questions for me, anything you want me to look at quick, start wrapping things up in like 5 minutes or so. I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by, but still got a couple minutes. Let's get hungry. Go eat, man. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you again soon on the next time. Probably, hopefully, in a couple days. If not, I'll start fresh next week. The goal is to get back on here at least one other time during the week. So, but again, I appreciate you. Have a good one. You too, buddy. Thanks, Trevor. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it up now. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for asking questions, saying hi, saying hello. I really do appreciate every single one of you who does stop by. It means a lot to me. Hopefully you guys got some useful and good information out of this. If you did, appreciate you like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't. It would mean a lot to me. And if you guys are interested in working further with me, if you guys are having some help, some trouble, or if you're new to this, you want to have some sort of idea of what you're getting yourself into, I do offer some services on my Patreon. I do have the Discord server, and if you guys do need extra help, I do offer some sort of mentorship or one-on-ones if you guys need it. I don't want to shill it too much. The link is going to be in the description. I am pretty active on Discord. If you guys, some of you who are in it, maybe you guys can vouch for me. But I do my best to give you guys updates on what I'm looking for and setups I'm taking. So if you guys are interested in that, please, links in the description. I would appreciate it. But just you stopping by, saying hello, it means enough to me. So I really do thank you guys a lot. I want to thank you guys. If I don't thank you individually, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Thank you as well. For those who are watching replay, thank you. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Be good. Be safe. Stick to the plan. Form new plans in case things don't work out. But overall, you good guys. Until the next one.